Hello everyone, Trophy Wine Hunter. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I was thrilled and honored to be chosen as a judge at the recent Master of the Craft Cocktail Competition at the Vancouver Airport Marriott, which is located in Richmond. And it's really a thrilling experience for me. So just a little bit about the competition. Marriott in North America, all the whatever hotel that wants to participate can host competitions for their staff, both in culinary and in cocktails. So the Vancouver Airport Marriott decided to just do the cocktail competition. It was really fun, and it was a great event that they brought together some people in the community. And so what happens is that it's kind of a cocktail competition. There were 3 mixologists or bartenders from the hotel who competed. The format is that there is a mystery ingredient, which is in this situation blueberry compote. They had to use that in their cocktail. They were given 5 minutes to shop a pantry, which I'll show you in the video, of ingredients, and then 7 minutes to create a cocktail. And they had to create 1 cocktail for each of the 3 judges minimum, and also if they wanted to, also a show cocktail. So it was a really fun format, and I just wanted to kind of go through what I learned from it, and then after this part of the video you'll see some kind of other footage of the actual cocktails that are made and some live footage from the event. You're probably wondering, Trophy, what designation do you have or qualification to judge cocktails? And I'm going to tell you honestly, none. But I take things fairly seriously, and luckily there was a criteria board so I could follow the criteria. So again, enjoying wine or enjoying cocktails is different than judging them or assessing them, and there's a totally different kind of way to do that. And so I just wanted to because I did so much work on trying to make sure that I was a credible judge, that I thought I'd pass on that knowledge in case people want to know how to assess a cocktail critically. So there were 5 different criteria. The first one was workstation, so the cleanliness, the organization, how it looked, and it's a show. It's a competition where you have to judge people by kind of organization, whether they look flustered or not. So there is criteria for that. The next one was the presentation, and you have to consider color, garnish, cleanliness of the plate and the glass, the choice of the glass. So that's one thing, choosing the glass, whether it's appropriate or not. Garnishes. So garnishes, the important thing for garnish is the garnish is there for presentation, but I think there's some bonus if there's some aroma of it. So one of the cocktails had mint, which was very aromatic, and also flavor. So another cocktail had a wedge lime, which you could twist into the drink. So if I think you can accomplish all 3 with that garnish, that would be great. And again, there should be some thought process to the actual glassware that you use and how that enhances the drink or the theme of the drink or the attitude of the drink. Creativity. This is very similar to food shows, like the use of the mystery ingredient and the innovation, how you use it. So again, you should have that mystery ingredient used in the drink, but the most important thing is the drink has to taste good, right? So you can use the ingredient as much as you like, but if you create a drink that's not as pleasurable as another drink, then that's also a factor. Obviously, if the other drink or another drink uses very little of that component of that mystery ingredient, then there's a problem also. Fortunately for all the 3 drinks that we had, you could taste the blueberry compote for sure in all of the drinks, of course with varying degrees of intensity. The next is technique. So technique, this is a really interesting one because with technique, there are actual techniques. There's quite a few of them. And it's almost impossible for a mixologist to use all of them. But in a competition, that's what you're doing. If you're judging technique, you want to use as many of them as you possibly can. So what are some standard techniques? There's blending, there's straining, there's shaking, there's stirring. And let's go to stirring. Stirring is actually, there is a art form or a way to do it. You know, I know this with whiskey highballs. When you stir, you do want to do it in a certain manner, and you want to be able to plate or coat the glassware in the ice. So it's not just random. Muddling, so muddling is, I think, kind of squashing things. Rolling, which is kind of going back and forth with your shaker. Building, which is kind of, again, a presentation style. Layering, pouring, and then with the garnishing, you can use different types of garnish. You can garnish on the rim, you can drop something into it, you can dust. So there's, again, you can say it's, why would anyone use all these techniques? But you got to remember, in a competition, you're not you know, just doing a cocktail for your friends or at a bar. You are actually, in fact, trying to meet certain criteria. And so that's kind of also part of the whole process of thinking it out. How do I show the judges I know how to do all this stuff? One thing I learned is that there is a ratio in terms of how to make a cocktail. It's 2 parts spirit, 1 part sour, 1 part sweet. And the components of, there's 4 components of a cocktail. One is the spirit itself. One is a balancing agent, which is sugar or citrus seed juices to balance the alcohol. There's modifiers, which are, you know, floral components, bitters, herbaceousness, those type of things. And then there's water. And so when people shake, part of it is, you know, the show, but most of it is really to put some water into the component. And again, that's a kind of a skill set. You know, how much water do you want to do to water down the drink? And when, you know, bartenders and mixologists use this is kind of without them telling you, you can kind of have the parts. So of course this is 2 ounces, this is 1 ounce. So, you know, they can get the 2 parts to 1 part ratio right. One thing that I actually also learned was that there are cocktail families. And these are basically 6 kind of fairly kind of recipes. And why you want recipes or cocktail families is that with these drinks, if you make them well, you've got those ratios or balances correct already. You don't have to worry about balance. And so that's one of the great, or one of the main things with a cocktail, is to have balance. The other thing to have in a cocktail is you have to have simplicity. So you have to have a cocktail that's fairly easily replicated, or else if you can't make that cocktail again, it's a problem. It's just like quantity or quality control in wines. If you can't make a certain wine again, it's over different vintages, it's a problem. So the different cocktail families are old fashioned, martini, daiquiri, sidecar, whiskey highball, and a flip. So, and those again are kind of the general ideas of these spirits. And the last component is taste. And again, that's pretty, we talk about whether it's peeling, it's well seasoned, it's balanced. And that's really the key to a good cocktail, is the balance. And one of the problems, I think, with mocktails is that once you take away the spirit from a mocktail, like a mocktail can't just, in my opinion, just be a alcoholic drink and you take it out, because those other things in that cocktail were meant to counterbalance the alcohol. So once you've taken away the alcohol, then you just have the agent that was supposed to balance something. So by definition, it should be unbalanced. So in general, what I would look for with mocktails is, you know, unique mocktails, not just, oh, I'm going to take out the alcohol of this mocktail. That to me probably doesn't work. The rest of this video is going to be some photos and videos from the actual event. So this is the setup. Each of the 3 bartenders or mixologists have their own station with standard things that they have. And it was really well done in terms of the whole setup of things. So we're here at the Marriott competition. Look at, this is the ingredients that they're going to work with. There's also going to be a secret ingredient. So we're going to take a look. They've got the glassware.
think it's a really well set up bar, and the competitors are gonna have like 5 to 7 minutes to go through this. So it's gonna be interesting. Lots of spirits. Here's a picture of the 3 contestants. They are all bartenders or servers or mixologists at the Marriott Vancouver Airport. In the middle is Donovan Bramley, and then on the left-hand side is Johnny Wu, and then on the right-hand side is Lisa Kaczmarek. You can see that everything is done very professionally by the Marriott Vancouver Airport. There was 3 tables set up in front of the judges, and then behind us were spectators. There was also some really intense music that was in the background, which made the environment even more tense. You'll see that in the next couple of videos. The contestants were given 5 minutes to grab their ingredients. They used that time very calmly and seemed like they were very relaxed about it. And then 7 minutes to make the cocktail. That was a bit more rushed, and it seemed like they could use more time if they were presented with that. But they all did a very good job in keeping their cool. It is pretty tough to be doing this in front of people, let alone having people judge you and really scrutinize what you're doing. So I thought they did an excellent job being very calm about things. So they're just getting ingredients, getting ready. Look at, there's a timer. This is crazy. It's so exciting. It's unbelievable. Look at these guys. And they're just very calm, like what's happening here. Excellent. Look at, they're very, very calm. If it was me, I'd be like just freaking out. So this is excellent. And here are the 3 cocktails the contestants came up with. On the left, Donovan came up with a cocktail called Evening Twilight. In the middle, Lisa came up with a cocktail called Sky's the Limit. And then on the right, Johnny came up with a cocktail called Kissed by Rosé. This was Donovan's entry, and it's called Evening Twilight. I thought Donovan was the most enthusiastic and most experienced. It seemed like he had entered competitions before, so his organization was very good. He probably used the ingredient the best, because you can see, of course, his blueberry compote is a secret ingredient, and this looks like blueberry, so he used the most of that ingredient. But those are things that were very positive with his drink. All of them were very good drinks, and it's, again, a lot of it is about personal preference in terms of taste and balance and things like that. This is Lisa's cocktail, which was the eventual winner, called Sky's the Limit. I love the creativity. I thought it was the most innovative and the most beautiful of the 3 cocktails. I thought the actual taste of it was the best of it, because it was very well balanced. And again, this is all about personal preference, but I like things that are a little bit sour, a little bit sweet, and it had both of these things and are really well balanced. It was very actually summery, springtime drink, very light and very, even though there's obviously alcohol, it didn't feel like there was a lot of alcohol in this, and very light and effervescent and really balanced and just really quite easy to drink. This is Johnny's drink, which is called Kissed by Rosé, named after one of his favorite songs by Seal. I liked his use of garnish the best, because the garnish with the cucumber and the strawberry and the mint had both presentation value, practical value in terms of the taste, and also aromatics. So I like that. I thought the drink was also very nice, and probably his technique, his foundational techniques were the best. Again, it's about how much you show, and I was just kind of watching the different bartenders, mixologists, and seeing how many techniques they actually used, and it seemed to me that he used quite a few of them, so he got high marks for that. It is really hard to pick a winner in these type of events. It's usually very, very close, but the 3 judges, myself and 2 other judges, finally decided on Lisa as the winner, and so she got the prize, and hopefully she'll move on to the regionals. She's here with the MC. So here is Lisa making her winning cocktail. sky's the limit. She did this afterwards, after she had won, for some of the media. So you can see she's a little bit more relaxed, but I can tell you when she was actually doing it in the competition phase, it was kind of very, very rushed. I guess she was under a lot of pressure. So you can see she's putting in the 2 ounces of the spirit, and then she'll turn this around and then put in 1 ounce of the balancer or mixer and the sweet and the sour agents, right? So, and then that's the compote that she's going to mash into there. That's the secret ingredient. So it was it was a very good process. It was really neat to see her do this, and it was, all of the people were really good. We were very, very impressed with the whole quality of the whole event, and it really showcased the talent that they have at the Vancouver Airport Marriott. And it's a good thing for the people there because it has a competitive level to it. They hopefully will get some recognition for this also. And for me, I thought it was just a great event. I learned a lot about cocktails, and hopefully, I got to do this. I'll tell you, there was pressure on me actually as a judge also. We had to make sure that we, scored every criteria. So it was active in terms of what we were doing. And, we had to make our decisions right away, and we did have to hand in our scorecards afterwards. So it's not like just something I can just drink a cocktail and just say, oh, I like this one better. It was criteria that we had to match. So you can see her now adding the ice. And a lot of people think the ice is just for show, but in fact, the ice helps to, that's a component of cocktails. You do add some ice, and that dilutes the alcohol a little bit. And it helps. It is a component. So if you have the ice in the mixer for too long, then it might have too much ice there. So there is kind of, you want to make sure that once she's put the ice in, so you notice that she did put the ice in last. And then once she's done this, she's got this all nice and cold, she'll pour it out right away. And there's obviously techniques to this. There's a strainer that she uses. And then her finishing touch, which we thought was really neat, was just to put a stencil on top, which was really good. We thought this was kind of a cute idea that she thought about, and we thought it was just a neat take on things. So not that won the competition for her, but that was definitely innovative, we thought. So congratulations to Lisa Kaczmarek, and hopefully she'll get to move on to the next phase of this competition, which is the regionals. Hope you've enjoyed this video. Until next time, happy drinking.